Guys, let's give me a one in the chat room. Okay, guys, throw something in the chat room so I can see if it's working. When I pull it up now, it says welcome to live chat, so I think it's working now. That's better. Thank you, Junior. My God, I was checking the chat room the whole way, and I'm like, nobody's chatting. These people hate me. All right. There is a toggle for chat on off, and I've never turned it off. It's default on, so I might have hit it though when I was setting the show up. That's the only thing I can figure. I think I'll just blame it on YouTube. It sounds better. All right, so we're on a walking tour of Helen, Georgia, and we've already gone down the one side of the street, and that did save. It just, there's no chat. But now I want you guys to ask any questions that you have, and I'll try to answer them for you. I'm no expert on this town, but I know quite a bit about it because I've been coming here for a very long time. And I've kind of grown old with this town, it seems. I was coming here when I was a kid. These same little quaint stores that you see today, they just have about 5 more coats of paint than they did back then. All right. Hello, Ian, and everybody else. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for that. Yes, please do. My algorithms are destroyed this week because I took a week off. YouTube would really prefer you don't take a vacation. When you go and you slow your progress down for a week, it just destroys your algorithms. I enjoy doing what I'm doing this week, but part of the reason I'm doing it is to try to keep my algorithms up. Anyway, yeah, there's the train. I showed you guys that in the last video. They're loading up now. It just goes down to the other end of town and then loops back up to here again for a small fee. See there. And then over here, look at this. This is Elena Falls. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see here. Hey, Heath. Junior, thanks guys for being here. The last 2 parks I did, I literally went online and couldn't get the broadcast to start. I will try on the next one though. I think I can get out on the next one. It's just down that road right up there a little ways. The next park, it's like 6 minutes from here. No big deal. All right, we're gonna head up here. This is the gazebo. I haven't been up here in like 25 years. This is Unicoi Hill Park. It's a beautiful little park up here. Little walking park. Wow. It's a beautiful little park back here. Perfect spot for a picnic lunch. One of the things our family does a lot when we're up here is at least 1 or 2 of the days we'll bring some soup and some sandwiches, maybe a salad, and we'll put it in the cooler and we'll find a spot like this. I guess that's where the waterfall kind of starts up here. Beautiful park. Hi. How you doing? No, I'm hanging in there. All right. Whew. Nice little walk through here. That sky is so blue that sometimes it reflects off things, and I think it's a blue light flashing. I know that sounds crazy. It's done it 3 or 4 times on the roof of cars where I'm like, is that blue lights on that car? No, it's reflecting that deep blue ass sky. Not used to that. All right, so there we go. There's the little shop across the street where I used to get the candles done. I'm gonna check the chats here in just a second. Oh, this looks like a good spot. I don't know Heath, probably. Hey, Carlotta. Yeah, I will, Heath. I haven't needed it yet because all you got to do is be on the grounds. You don't have to actually pay to park or any of that. And being, the cheap asshole that I am, I park on the entrance road and do my POTA, and that way I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, because I'm just that bad. I'm sorry. All right, we're going to go back in here. This is a neat little gift shop here. I actually was buying fire department memorabilia stuff in there a long time ago. And look at that, a trailer with beer taps. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick, right? Ooh, look at this cool little place back here. Look at all the potted plants up there on that second floor. Isn't that cool? Now that place here, I'll give you a little history. It's this place here that you're looking at in the windows. That place burned about 30 years ago. And it burned pretty bad through the roof there. But they were able to stave it. And I want you to look. You probably can't see it on the camera. But if you look up inside, above those 2 little windows up there, you can see that the wood is burnt. It's alligatored up in there. It only takes a fireman to come up with something like this. But I can see 3 or 4 spots on this building where you can still see where they saved that spot. And there was a little bit of alligator wood or whatever left. And but this entire thing here burned. And it was mostly the 2nd and 3rd floor, and they built it back. I think a lot of this stuff on the 1st floor here survived, and like I said, but if you look up there, you can actually see there was a fire. I mean, because that part right there was survived the fire, and they kept it. They just painted over all the stuff you could pretty much see. Anyway, stupid trivia. Achpa. Whatever. I pronounce everything wrong. See, if I pronounce everything wrong, then you guys get used to it, and then pretty soon you never know if I'm right or wrong. It's just like, oh, okay, here he goes again. It's an ATM machine. What do they call those in Europe? God, I forgot the name of it. Anybody that watches Doctor Who would know that. Hey, Tara. Hey, no problem. I love doing it. I I'm normally up here with family or friends or somebody. Today, I'm up here with you guys. So you'll have to qualify as you are my friends here on YouTube. And so this is cool. This is literally, I don't want to sound crazy, but this is the first time I've ever been up here and spent a week by myself. It's a little strange, but it's not so bad. I do miss being with folks, but I also enjoy the freedom of picking where I want to eat every day. Carlotta just said, yeah, I bet he does. There's Helen Square. And you can see there's several shops down through the alleyway there. There's a lot more shops than the ones right out here on the road. If you're really into this town and you started going in every shop, it would take you the better part of the day. I mean, it'd take you the whole day. You can see you come around the corner here. That's where I'm parked, right over there. And then these are just a bunch more shops along here. There's a sock shop. I thought it was a rock shop, but no, not a rock shop, a sock shop, because you gotta have those too. Little shops. So there you go. All right, just cross over here. All right, here we go. They put these signs up a few years ago. I guess they kind of help if you're looking for something specific. And there's that beautiful sky. I know the camera don't do it no good, but most of you probably don't live in Florida, so you know what a blue sky actually looks like. Tattoo, body piercing. You could have your whole body done here in one day. That's a neat shop there. It's like, wait a minute. It's changed. That's different now. That was like a leather and lace shop, like biker stuff. And now it's something totally different. Natural body art.
All right, I'll call you in a couple days, let you know what's going on. All right, brother? Good, then. Bye-bye.
Did I mention that Sasquatch was big in the mountains? I mean, you think it's big in Florida with the skunk ape and probably big where you're from. Well, it's big up here, too. A lot of people claim to see the thing up here. It's kind of one of those things where, it's one of those mysteries that should be answered by now and wasn't. And I honestly believe that the reason that this mystery is so prevalent and that 10,000 people a year claim to see this thing, and yet we never find bones, we never find a body, we never find anything. And why is that? Because it's extratemporal or extra dimensional, or it could be extraterrestrial, although I doubt that. I think we're seeing into the distant past through a rip in time. And that's why we suddenly see them and suddenly they're gone and there's never any evidence of them being here. Because what we're basically seeing is proto-humans through a rip in time. So I think that's kind of a neat thing. It's the only thing, in my opinion, that explains the fact that we have these things, everybody's seeing them, and yet we've never found them. There has to be an explanation. The explanation is extra-dimensional, extra-temporal, extraterrestrial. Just pick one of the extras and go with it, because that's what it is. All right, so let's move on. A TARDIS. Thank you. I knew somebody would get that little piece of trivia there. A European phone booth is called a TARDIS. It's very much like they call the umbrella a bumper chute. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, we got their language, but we've messed it all up apparently. This is a cool one. This is a glass blowing shop, and they literally blow the glass in there. This is public in here, so I think I can walk in here without any trouble. Move the camera over a little bit for you guys. Just give me a second to let these folks go by. All right, so. I don't know if my mom's watching out there, but Mom, do you remember that spot right there? Okay, just asking. Look at these. Aren't they cool? Like Christmas. Very, very cool. This is a neat little shop in here. It's kind of like a indoor mall, a little indoor mall in here. And there's access to a bunch of different shops. 6 different shops in here. They do the old-timey pictures back there. A lot of people like to get those when they go out of town, get the old-timey picture done, which is kind of cool. Yeah, the trunk of a car is a boot. Oh, you're from Sweden and you came here?
I'm sorry.
It's almost like visiting a cheap knockoff version of your hometown, isn't it? Just kidding, kind of. It must be beautiful over there is what I'm getting at. There's another big shop down there. We always go through this one because it actually exits us back by the car where we parked. But I'm not quite ready to go yet. We're going to go over the bridge and come back over on the other side. Here comes the train, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the train. There you go. There's the train. And on train. Oh, yeah. I can sing the blues. You guys didn't know that, did you? All right. Trust me, I can sing the blues. People keep stealing the Christmas light bulbs. I don't think I really understand that exactly. They got them at Walgreens. All right. As I told you before, we used to eat quite a bit in that restaurant right over there. It's a great shot of the river here going underneath the bridge. No, I have no plans of quitting my day job. I left me bumper shoot in me boot. Bloody hell. Hello. Hello, I left me bumper shoot in me boot. Hello. Can you help me? You got a bumper shoot? I left me bumper shoot in me boots. Hello. I'm in one of those weird moods, guys. I'm swinging today. No, not in the good way. Let's cross. Oh, here they finally put signs up. No locks on the bridge. No locks on the bridge. No locks on the bridge. I would love to see in there. I bet it looks really cool in there. It's like a restaurant. I've never eaten there. It's like a nice sit down. I'm generally too cheap for that shit. All right, here, let's get a look at the other side of the creek. The sun side, of course. There you go. And like I said, if this were a few months ago, you'd be seeing rafters and inner tubers flying down this stretch of creek right here. But right now, for 2 reasons. One, it's winter. The air temperature is cool. The water temperature is cold. But number 2, the height of the water is down enough that it might be a little dangerous. I don't know. The water level has to be at a certain height for it to be for it to work. You know. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I've proposed a long time ago to quit calling them French fries. I mean, we eat them more than they do. It's just a potato cooked in oil. Can't we just call them fries? I don't call them French fries. I call them fries. Do you have fries? That's what I ask every time I walk into a Firehouse Subs or a Subway. You got fries? No? Oh, darn. I was wanting to eat here. Oh, well. I will admit, though, went to Firehouse Subs. Being a retired fire chief, I went to Firehouse Subs for the very first time the other day with Heath and some of the buddies from that some of the friends I made up at the Ham Fest. And I'm going to tell you guys something. That's the best sub I ever put in my mouth. And I'm not a sub guy, not a sandwich guy, definitely not. But I call it like I see it. I got a ham, turkey, and bacon club sub in there with, of course, no salad on it. And I got to tell you guys, it was really, really good. It was the best sub I've ever ate in my life. I don't just say stuff like that because most subs suck. I don't like them. That was a good sub. I'm going to eat at Firehouse Subs again. I, of course, thought it was expensive, but every place is expensive now. I have to always qualify that. I thought it was expensive, but no more expensive than going to Subway. And yeah, so I was very, very, very happy with it, with the sandwich there. So kudos to Firehouse Subs. I mean, there's some firemen that retired and got together and did an entrepreneurial venture there. And a lot of what they make there goes into philanthropy for the fire department and its services and things like that. And for the services that are provided to its members. Let's go through here. We didn't go through here last time. Isn't this cool? These are all little candy shops, fudge shops. Most of them make all their own stuff. Knives, knives, knives. They got duck jerky. I bet it's greasy.
But that's something you can have anywhere you go.
All right. And this just ends up bringing us back out by that big shop that I showed you guys on the first video. I'm going to just go down this one populated area right here, and then I'm going to start working my way back to the car. But still got about 30 more minutes here. There's that really nice shop. Well, a cabin in the woods, I mean, God, when we bought ours 35 years ago, it was $27,000. We could easily sell it for $100 today, and it's not that big. It's expensive. Now, if you want to stay here, there's a lot of Airbnb. I would Airbnb if it was me. Because, you know, if you're a hotel man and you like to go to hotels, you're not going to find a lot of your standard fare hotels up here. So you might want to look at towards Airbnb. I think Airbnb is a better solution for staying in places like the mountains where there's a few hotels, but, you know, you're not going to find a lot of your mainstream hotels here. There's a couple right just outside of town. There's a couple. I think there's like a Quality Inn or whatever out there, and a couple of others, you know, interior hallway type big box hotels out there. But for the most part, if you're going to stay in the mountains, I suggest staying in an Airbnb. Definitely staying in an Airbnb. Little Christmas shop there. They have lots of like holiday shops here. And I showed everybody this earlier, but I'm going to mention it again because I want to get your comments. Several years ago, a long time ago, they started letting people put their locks on the bridge. here. And you can see here that there's a lot of people that have put their locks on here, but this is not the original place where the locks were. The locks were originally on underneath and on the bridge, and they felt that that was going to cause structural problems, even though most of the locks were on a fence that was not even on the bridge. So what they did was they ended up not moving, that's the wrong word. Let me go back. Hold on. Okay. So anyway, behind me, thousands of locks, right? But these have all been placed here since the city decided in their infinite wisdom to actually go and remove all of the locks from below the bridge and on the bridge and throw them away. I did exhausting research to figure out, where did the locks go? What happened to them? People purchased them with their money. They were left there legally, and they were a token of people's memories and love. And I really took a great exception to the fact that they would cut these things off and just discard them into the garbage. There was a lot of other things. Suggestions were made. I read many of the suggestions that were made to the city, including cutting them off, cutting all the lock parts off, and just keeping the actual body of the lock and then gluing them onto a mural. There was other suggestions that were made of cutting them off and then gluing them on things and so displaying them in different ways. Even properly disposing of them was suggested. But instead they just discarded them into the garbage like so much rubbish. And so now people come here and they put their locks on here, but now this is full. So what's going to happen now? Are we going to throw all these away and start over yet again? I wouldn't waste my money or time putting a lock on here, because I don't think it's going to last. This thing will not last. It's already full. There's already locks on top of locks on top of locks, and you can't even see it. I'm surprised the damn thing doesn't fall over. It's made out of some pretty tough steel. But so what do? You know, if you're a city and you got to do this, you have to take the locks off. Well, did you have to take the locks off? No. The ones on the bridge, yes. Weight. We have a weight issue. When you start adding 1 pound per lock, 10,000 locks, you start getting into a lot of weight that's placed on that suspension bridge that we just walked across. Okay. So I understand the need to take them off the part of the bridge that is expanded over the land, over the water. However, most of the locks, 80 or 90% of the locks, were actually on a fencing that was on the ground underneath the bridge. It had nothing to do with the bridge. There was no bridge structure at all involved at all. They weren't hurting a thing. They could have easily stayed where they were. It would have been easy to torch off the cables on this fence, and you could have easily just pulled the locks right off. There was so many things that could have been done. People could have been given the opportunity to come get their locks. There could have been, I've already, on this video, I've come up with 7 great ideas that the city could have done. But instead, they cut them off and threw them in the garbage, because that's what government does. Remember, government's not there for you. They're there to increase the size and scope of government. That's what they're there for. And it's a power trip. And this is just an example of a power trip right here. You don't allow somebody to do something and then one day you decide, hey, that's a problem now, and then just go cut people's stuff off like that. It's ridiculous. But that's what you get. That's what you get. I hope it hurt them all in the election. I heard it did, but I don't know for sure. I didn't really follow up on it. But this was one of my big videos I did 2 or 3 years ago. I did an expose on this because I felt that it was very important that people understand what happened to these locks and how heartless this city was to do what they did and how it ended up being this way. And I just wanted to pass that along to everybody. There you go. And now they're putting the locks on here for as long as this lasts. probably get a copyright for the Muzak. All right, let's see. Hey, Canna Club, what's up? Yeah, I'm not going to get into Kami Memdami. I don't want to get into politics today. I'm just not in the mood. It was a sad day for the United States last night. And it also is a testament to the ignorant students that are being pushed out by our educational system that don't even understand what they did last night. And I'm going to leave it right there. One more statement. Sorry. Don't sweat it. Last night, that's the best thing that could have happened for the right, because this guy's going to drive it into the ground, and it's going to end up being a testament to conservatism. Just let it go. Let it ride. It was actually a good night last night. You just don't realize it. Think long term, my friend. Think long term. Don't think about next week. Think about 5 years from now, after the next election. All right. All right, so there we go, guys. We've pretty much seen all this before. This is that Hansel and Gretel fudge shop. Let me go see if they're making fudge real quick while we're here. That was the other reason I came back down this way. No, they're making candy apples. Getting ready to make fudge, I think. He's making fudge. He's making the mixture right now, and they're going to pour it on that table, and there you go. Fudge is made on like large stone tables. They have to be a certain temperature. Canna, have them move to Florida with all their friends. That's the answer. We'll welcome them. We're building as quick as we can down there. Literally as quick as we can. We interviewed a guy that does real estate prognostication, and he feels that the real estate market in Florida has been mild compared to what's about to happen. That it's about to get really crazy in Florida. Up there on the bell, up there, right below that top window on the little bell tower thing there, you'll see a camera. That's the actual live cam. If you pull up Helen, Georgia live cam, you'll probably see me standing here. That is the live cam. There's two of them, and that's one of them. We used to always pull up the cam and screen capture ourselves waving at the cam. Isn't that goofy? But yeah, we did it. Oh, look, there's more locks.
Pick it. Pick it. There's like another one here.
Lots of locks.
Wait, guys, this is look, it's a good idea to put these.
Hey Victor, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we've got every builder in our town is out 3 years right now on big projects. There is so much being built right now. We've got gated communities, like 60 gated communities going in one county alone. We have about 15 or 20 of those big multifamily 3 and 4 story apartment complexes going in. I got to tell you guys, I've never seen growth like this, and it's been growing down there my whole life. I mean, you guys got to remember, I used to drive on dirt roads that are right now 6-lane highways. The growth down there has been exponential about every 15 or 20 years. And we're seeing that now even more so. We're talking about literally picking up 3, 4, 5 congressional seats next time around. And that's because as these blue states get bluer, the people move to the red states to get away from it. And as that's happening, all the blue states, Georgia, Florida, Texas, I could name about 10 more, are all seeing rises in their population, where places like California, New York, New Jersey, Michigan are seeing reductions in their population that are dramatic. Right now, for example, in Florida, it's a seller's market. There's more houses. There's more people looking for houses than there is houses for sale right now. It's a seller's market. It favors the seller. The buyer has to just pay whatever. Up in New York right now, or New Jersey, it's a seller's market. Or, I'm sorry, it's a buyer's market up there, because up there everybody's wanting to get out of what they got. They're wanting to get out of what they got. They want to get away from it. They want to get down to Florida or Texas or Georgia. And so up there, they're not getting crap for their houses. And that really sucks, because if you live like in New York, you're selling a house. The houses aren't getting a lot of money up there because nobody's buying houses in New York. In Florida, every house in Florida right now is for sale, and there's not enough of them to go around. So, and it's because of the politics. It's 100% politics. And, does the weather help? Yeah, the weather helps, but it's the politics. I'm sure not shoveling your driveway has an appeal. I shoveled my driveway one time in my life up at the cabin. All right, guys. And this is a neat little hotel over there, over on the other side there. You can see 3-story hotel. That would be a really cool place to stay. It's got all the rooms and everything. Every room has a porch out on the little creek here. Sorry about it being jumpy, guys. I'm working with it here. There we go. All right, there you go. There's your tour through Helen. And what a neat place. I really like this little town. It's a cool town. It's a tourist trap. Yes. Okay. Copy that. It's one of those things where you know what something is, you still want to go there. It is what it is. It's a tourist trap. Is it a tourist trap? Sure, yeah, it's a tourist trap. No problem. All right, so anyway, next up, I'm gonna leave this on for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna shut down. Once I shut down, I'm gonna be going to I'm gonna go to the park right down the road here, and we're gonna do Parks on the Air. And then from there, we are going to do, I'm going to probably hit 2 or 3 more. So I'm going to see if I can broadcast some of those. We'll see how it goes. And I'll try again tonight to go on. I tried again last night. It would not go. Sometimes I have internet, sometimes I don't. It's the damnedest thing. I used to think it was signal. I think it's less signal and more tower saturation. But who knows? We'll figure it out. All right, so that's that. That is the tour of Helen, Georgia. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me check the chat room here. Oh yeah, I love looking at the moon up here. I may drive up to the dam late tonight with my 40-meter ham stick on that Heath let me borrow and see if I can make some contacts. I've got an unusually high noise floor at the cabin, and I've been shutting things off and trying to figure out what's causing it. I'm not convinced that it's not the actual. I don't know. It can't be the power supply, because when I unplug the antenna, it goes away. If it was the power supply, then you would get the noise floor all the time. So it's something it's picking up through the antenna, and so I'm trying to figure out what it is, and I'll figure out eventually what it is. It is what it is. But I'm going to hit some more stuff here on the way home. But I'm going to let you go, and I will go live again as soon as I can. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Live from Helen, Georgia. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, and the adventure continues. Thank you for being here today. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.